Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 832 for January 12th, 2016. 17. Anyway, tonight I want to talk to you about selective messiness. Selective messiness. In other words, people who get real funky, real messy. They always causing trouble. They always irritating people. They always stirring the pots, turning the screw, doing some old messed up crazy stuff. But they don't do that in front of everybody. They don't do that to everybody. They get selective about it. They pick their own battles. They choose their own battles. Problem is, sometimes you might be the one that they choose to battle, and you ain't really with all of that. It's a crazy thing because this situation can take on so many different meanings. It can take on so many different scenarios. All right, let's choose some. I'm going straight for the juggler. Let's take abuse, domestic violence, abuse. A man who doesn't know how to keep his hands to himself, beats on women, doesn't know how to control his violence. Control his anger. His anger normally results in violence. Now, the question that I always ask myself when it comes to men that are like that is, do they do that with every woman? Do they do that with every woman that they become involved with? And what about people that they become loosely involved with? Like not really with them, like do they ever date? Because I could see it if it's like every woman that they become seriously involved with, they wind up putting their hands on them. But what about the women that they just date casually, go out a few times? Do they do the same thing with them? I don't know. But it's selective messiness. I would imagine that every woman that they come in contact with is not the people that they abuse, punch, slap, kick, break ribs, give black eyes, busted lips to. Come on, man. But do you do that to every woman? And where does it start? How far back in your history does that selective messiness go? I have known some men who did participate in domestic violence, and they always had an excuse for it. Always. Some of them kept it 100 though. Not to be proud of them, but there are men that I've known who kept it 100, and they was like, yeah, if she get out of line, I won't hesitate to pop in her mouth. These women out here be tripping. Like, it's like that. So I guess keeping it 100 is the only thing I really could commend them for, because I can't condone those actions. But does he do it with every woman that he comes in contact with? That's really the question that needs to be answered. And are women that he's involved with the only ones that get violence perpetrated on them, with or against? It's crazy. Cheaters, that's another thing. Now, I'm under the assumption that a cheater cheats on everybody. But here's the thing about that. If a man or a woman has always cheated on whoever they've been romantically involved with, does that mean that they can't change? Now, I have seen it change. Maybe I haven't seen it change enough times to say that people grow into that or evolve, but I have seen it change, no doubt. So, but even in the midst of when they were doing their thing, did they cheat on everybody that they dealt with? I'm going to have to probably go with yes on that. But maybe it didn't start off like that with everybody. Maybe there were times when they really believed in something, or they wanted something or someone so bad that they decided to really hang in there. So when you take the hourglass and you turn it upside down, did the time come when they just resorted back to their original behavior? What's good? People who gossip. Do they do that with everybody? Because to me, that's a lot of messiness. People who assassinate people's character on the low with all that gossip and stuff. I heard this, and you ain't hear this from me, but always stirring up the pot. Because I think that they do that with everybody because they get fame off of that. When you're the person at the job in the know, you know everybody's business. You know everybody's actions. All people have to do is come to you because you know something about everybody. You a snitch. You a snitch even when you ain't snitching. Because when you ain't snitching, you tell it. But I do think that that's the way they are with everybody. They are like that with everybody until somebody makes them feel really bad about it. And you have to really make them feel bad about it in order to get them to chill that out. In other words, you have to call them out for being a snake, for being a tattletale, for being a snitch, for being for gossiping, especially when it's men, because men participate in a whole lot of gossiping, y'all. That shit is some nut ass shit. It's some bullshit. It's some really. It's not very commendable for a man to be like that. But one of the ways that you get a man to stop being like that around other men is that another man has to say, you know what, that's some old bitch shit. You running around here talking about men, talking about people like a little old girl. But the thing is, men have to bear witness to that in order to catch it. And a lot of men who are snitches like that, a lot of men who gossip like that, they make sure they don't do that when men are around. Because they know that ain't cool. They know that ain't cool. But women will eat that up all day. They'll let a man run his yap just like that all day. Because he ain't doing nothing but giving out information. They figure, shoot, I want to know too. People like gossip. Shoot, to tell you the truth, man, I don't even like to hear a man use the word gossip. That's whack. I don't know. But when you start talking about selective messiness, that can, like I said, that can go into so many different areas. Lying, stealing. You a thief. Do you steal from everybody? You a liar. Do you lie to everybody? I think so. I'm not so sure if thieves steal from everybody that they know. But I would imagine that eventually they do. They go ahead and get it off. It is what it is, man. What do we do about these people who are selectively messy? Who are always promoting their selective messiness? How do we deal with them? Is it communication? Do we cut them off? Diss them? Ridicule them? Humiliate them? Perpetrate violence against them? Might be a combination of a whole lot of things. But I know this. Can't be putting up with them because, woo. Going back to that domestic violence thing, man, I want to give a shout out to all of the people out there who have survived that. You know what I mean? I've known some really violent stories associated with that. Some people who didn't make it. So, God bless the dead. Alright, y'all. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when it comes to selective messiness, I guess it's an advantage for them to have at least been selective instead of being so consistent across the board that everybody gets the brunt of their messiness. Probably better that everybody don't get it, but you see, one of the things about this whole thing is that people do what works, and until it stops working for them, they're gonna keep pushing that envelope. Selective messiness. The Daily Go Getimism show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. If you're listening online, you go to blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace. You have a good night. I'll holler at y'all, hey?